Morning. For today's devotion, we will see about two women in 1 Samuel chapter 1. Hannah and Peninnah are there. Her husband's name is Elkanah, and Hannah was loved by her husband very much. In verse 5, it says, Hannah, he gave double portion because he loved Hannah so much. And also in verse 8, he says that, am I not better than 10 sons? So, to that extent, what comfort and love 10 sons could give, he was giving that to Hannah, which means she was loved very much. But Peninnah had 10 sons and daughters. So, Peninnah also, in her state of woman, she is blessed with children. But if you look at both of their states of life and mind, Hannah was very sad that she had no children. So she weeps in verse 7. She wept and would not eat. And Peninnah, having sons and daughter, she would provoke Hannah, which means she also is not satisfied with what she has. She is not fulfilled in what she has. And she has and she is not fulfilled. And Hannah doesn't have and she is not fulfilled, irrespective of the love and the support her husband gives to her. But Hannah here chooses to go to the Lord. So verse 10, she greatly distressed, prayed to the Lord, and wept bitterly. So she is pouring out herself to the Lord. She has chosen to, realizing that what she has is not fulfilling her. She has found the refuge in the Lord and she is searching her refuge in the Lord. So she is going and pouring out herself to the Lord. And has seen her, and he thought she is drunk. And then after getting that clarified, in verse 17, Eli says, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant your petition." And so then she goes back. Where she goes back, and in verse 18, so she says, "So the woman went her way and ate, and her face was no longer sad." So she believed, after pouring her soul to the Lord, she believed that she'll get a response from Lord. And then God answers her prayer, and she gives him a son. In verse 27, she says, "For this boy I prayed, and the Lord has given my petition, which I asked of him. So I have dedicated him to the Lord. As long as he lives, he is dedicated to the Lord." And he worshipped the Lord there. So the Lord meets her need, and now we see her being fulfilled. And so then we see in verse she sings a song after she is giving birth to her in chapter 2. He praises the Lord, and she says in verse 8, she understands the great mystery of God Himself. And she says, He raises the poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from the ash to make them sit with nobles and inherit a seat of honor. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and He set the world on them. What an understanding of God she understands there. And then she says in verse 9, "For not by might shall a man prevail." So by strength no one prevails. So that is the lesson she has learned. She had a good husband who cares for her and who are gave double portion, and his love is more than a comfort of 10 sons, but that didn't fulfill her. But when he came to the Lord and prayed, and God met her, and she understood that it is only Lord who fulfills her need, or who fulfills her need. And she also understood that by strength nobody can prevail. It's only by Lord one can prevail. It's a great lesson for us. So we can turn to God when our soul is bitter, and we can depend on God, because it is only by God we can prevail. Thank you.